Remember, keep me and this idiot in the video. Okay, looks like a V. Oh. Yes, I'm out here to file a complaint. Yes. I'm at the desk. A racial slur. Yes. Well, I don't even know who I'm speaking with. Who is this? Officer Gallegos? Okay, I need to speak with someone who can handle the complaint. If that's you, then I'll continue to talk about it. Okay, well, basically I have a written complaint in my hand that I want to deliver to an official from the Torrance Police Department. If it's you, then I can give it to you. I just said it was a racial slur, it was a racial comment. No, this is something that happened between a Torrance police officer and a citizen, and I'm here to deliver the complaint. And you know, if you need specifics, it's all in writing. I can put it in your hand. Yes. Why? What do you need my name for? He hung up.
You hung up?
Yeah.
Call his ass back.
We just have to come back. Officer, you just hung up in my face. This is Don Jackson. Well, I don't need a smart remark like now I have a name. I gave you a name. I just gave you a name. Want me to spell it for you?
That's why we here filing a complaint now. You hung up again?
No, I hung up on him this time. He says the watch command will be out here in a minute.
Somebody's coming. Oh, now you got a name. That's the reason why we here now, motherfucker.
considered filed, correct?
Well, let me review it, and then we will.
Well, let me give you a little background now, I'll give you the complaint. Basically,
You want to come in now and talk about it?
actually, no, we can just do it right here.
That's fine.
I came in, this is the third time I've been here. The first time I dealt with Lieutenant McCurdy or Sergeant McCurdy. Swing shift.
I don't know.
Okay, well, in any event, I spoke with him, then I spoke with another gentleman a couple days later, and McCurdy refused to receive the complaint. His reasons were basically because I wouldn't describe and explain to him what happened. I called the district attorney's office and I called the attorney general's office. They told me that it was not a requirement that I explain anything to anybody, that I simply had to provide written information, which could later be proven if an officer did something wrong, they would be disciplined. So I did that twice, came back twice, got turned down twice. This officer on the phone just hung up in my face because I wouldn't provide him with the name. Now, I don't know if that's according to your policy that you hang up on people when they don't give a name, but irrespective of who I am or why I came here, I'm Don Jackson. He didn't know that, and for him to hang up in my face is rather rude, inappropriate, and unprofessional, and I didn't appreciate it. So I am going to file a complaint about what he just did. Now, whether you choose to discipline him or not for that is another matter. I don't care. This complaint is the first complaint I brought here, concerns a racial slur by two motor officers from Torrance Police Department. Basically, the details you can get from the victims. I am working with people right now who have complaints against Torrance Police Department who are afraid to come into this police station for the very kind of treatment that I've gotten both over the phone and in person from officers. McCurdy basically took me in there and seemingly locked me up to some degree. I couldn't leave when I wanted to leave. He was very harassing in his tone and very belligerent. And I think that if the average citizen comes in here and gets that kind of treatment, then they're going to be afraid to come in here. So this complaint, the two people involved essentially were traveling, pulled over, written a citation. They had no problem with that, but they had rather severe problems with the attitudes of the officers and racial comments that were made against them. This complaint is not in detail. They would rather be interviewed, but they wanted to know that once this complaint is delivered to an officer of this department, it has been officially received.
Yes, it has the people's names and phone numbers. A way for us to get in touch with them, interview.
Yes, yes, and they have no problem with being interviewed. So I'll give you the complaint, but I'd also like a complaint form. This officer, what's his name, Gallegos? I didn't appreciate that remark, and I am going to complain about it. So I'd like a complaint form for that.
Let me get that. Can I have this one? You want me to make a copy of this for you to keep, or?
Actually, I have copies.
Okay.
And that's just a short statement of the complaint.
Okay. Rachel.
Her name is Rachel Green Herman, and Ronald Herman.
Okay, and it's 310-831-9219?
Yes.
Okay. Let me take this and we will get one of the other forms for your displeasure with Officer Gallegos, and we'll see how that shakes out.
Okay.
Can you hang on just a second?
Yes.
5 minutes.
Thank you. Yeah. And I put an address and a phone number there. I'd like to be notified when
Sure, we'll get
some
that to you.
resolution is made.
Absolutely. And 800-681-1874?
Yeah.
Can we leave a message there, or is that where you pick up that phone? Or
Yeah.
leave a message like on
Either.
Either one, okay.
Yeah. Now, I have a question in addition to this here. Two different other watch commanders. So far, you've been the least abusive and hostile. I don't know if that's your personality or there's been some change in the way things are being done. But the last two times I came here, I got a a lot of heat and a lot of attitude, and it brings me back. I don't know what the problem is up to this point, but when I tried to file a complaint the first time, it would have been a simple little complaint. Now I'm writing letters and making calls and doing what I do. I want to know what is the policy regarding people coming in here and filing complaints?
Again, I'm just going off over based on what you're telling me.
Okay.
Generally speaking, if you were to come in and say, I'd like to make a complaint, but won't share, the watch commander's got to know what the complaint is to know whether it falls within what we just discussed, whether it was a disciplinary action type of thing or a corrective action type of thing.
Okay.
So if the complaining party comes in and basically won't tell us what the complaint is, then we've got nowhere to go from. So more than likely they'd say, well, when you decide or when you want to share with us what it is the complaint is, then come back and we'll talk about it. And beyond that, I don't know. That's about all I can give you. I mean, I don't know beyond that what transpired.
Okay, well, I'm not even asking you to comment on the specifics of what I went through because you weren't there, and my side versus their side is probably different. But the policy should be the same irrespective of who's involved. And if the policy is if you're making complaints under certain conditions, I wanted to know what that was because I'm advising people who are coming here to make complaints what's going to happen when they get here.
No, just tell the people when they come in. Just come in, ask for the watch commander, and then more likely they will go to take them into the interview room like where you were there, explain to the watch commander what happened, and as long as it falls within the parameters of something that looks like, if those allegations are proved to be true, can result in disciplinary action, which would be written reprimand or then one of these forms will likely be filled out.
Okay, well, just in short, and I'll let you go. What happened when I came here the first time, it wasn't a matter of whether or not I was willing to share the information. What I told the officer is that I would put it in writing, but I didn't want to discuss it. And it seemed obvious to me that the goal was to prevent it from ever being written down and put on a complaint form. And the resistance was to giving me a complaint, telling me how the process worked, or any of that. Now, you guys know who I am, and now you know I'm down here. And it doesn't, I know you're not shaking in your boots, but the point is, I'm going to stay on top of this until it gets resolved. And if people come in here and tell me they're not getting complaints processed, and I get treated the way I did, I know there's a problem. So,
and we generally, and just nothing to tell them, but, I mean, I don't know how we get past the being afraid to come down part. Now, that part, I don't know. I mean, I don't understand how we got to that point. But
well, you're the only
one
out of three. I mean, you're the one guy who hasn't been yelling, who hasn't been hostile, and hasn't played games. And like
the other part would be too, let me interrupt for a second, is that we generally don't take third-party complaints. So if like, based on what you gave me, I'll take that and we'll go ahead and we'll give it to internal affairs or one of the patrol or traffic folks, those guys actually work traffic, and have them call and talk to people and get the whole skinny on it. And probably what they'll do is set up an appointment for them to come down and have a chat with them.
Okay.
And that's another, see, if what you're telling me when you came in the first time, the possibility there could be enough things that fall that don't fall within the policy that he could not take that report at that time.
Okay.
At the time. So just please encourage the folks, come down in person, ask for the watch commander. They don't have to go through all the rigmarole. Get to us, and we'll go through there. What we may likely do is we'll interview them, and if it looks like there's enough grounds there to fall into that category that would substantiate disciplinary action at the end, then we'll probably call Sergeant in to investigate it, write one of these things up, and we'll go through the process.
Okay,
But
great.
please encourage them. Don't be afraid. There's nothing going to happen. Come down here and see it. Because otherwise, I don't know how we get past.
Well, like I said, if guys come out with your attitude, even if I had a complaint, I'd probably be less hostile about it or less angry about it. But when people start giving you grief before you even get to the process, it just creates a lot of tension. So
None of us need that.
none of us need that.
You guys don't need it? So what you been up to? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Well, actually, I've been working on my PhD at Penn State.
Really?
Yeah.
Is somebody, who was I was talking to somebody at Hawthorne, they said that they had, I forget who it was, but you were back east and hadn't seen you in a while.
Well, I'm back.
you gonna come out here and finish the school, or are you gonna?
Well, I'm back and forth. I've been going back and forth across country for like several months, and this stuff is what I'm doing right now. I run a complaint center on the East Coast. So when I'm in LA, I get complaints from this end, and I do what I do. But basically, my lawsuit's been settled, so I'm out of the situation with Hawthorne, and just.
So did you? And you don't have to tell me for Sure. Did you end up retiring from Hawthorne? Is that how that worked out on that end? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember. It's been so.
You know, basically they got what they wanted and I got what I wanted, but I'm still on the job to a degree in terms of what I think is important. And I don't, you know, have a problem with you, but I do have a problem with police and treatment of African Americans. So, you know, I'm dealing with it if nobody else will.
Well, hopefully all the officers are treating everybody like they're green.
Okay.
And then
I hope so.
You know, we all agree that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
So,
Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Okay. Good talking to you.
tell us folks that it is Saturday. You're probably Monday, Tuesday next week.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks a
You
lot.
know if that phone number is good during the day, like business hours?
Yeah, they told me they'd be available anytime.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot.